Well, there's been another postponement in the Don D. Rossi saga. Deb Murphy filed this report for Sierra Wave Media. Don D. Rossi has been sitting in the Inyo County Jail in Independence since August of last year, waiting to be sentenced on 91 counts. The primary charge, embezzlement of $1.5 million during her tenure as a supervisor with the Inyo County Department of Health and Human Services. Don D. Rossi will now have to wait 2 more months until April 18th for the decision from appointed Judge Philip Argento. Now, Judge Argento heard arguments from Inyo County District Attorney Tom Hardy and Defense Attorney David Evans at Tuesday's court session in Independence. Judge also referenced the probation report recommendation of 38 years in prison. DA Hardy's math differed from the probation report on the charges he categorized as theft from taxpayers, identity theft, and failure to pay taxes on the embezzled funds. After adding in enhancements, DA Hardy came up with 22 years and 8 months, restitution on the $1.5 million, and payment of back taxes. Now, as an example of local comparative justice, Hardy offered up the 9-month sentence levied against Sally Simons on charges of embezzling $10,000 from the Tri-County Fair, a 6-month-long sentence for embezzling $25,000 from the fairgrounds by Rebecca Bragdon. Also in the mix, a 2-year sentence for Dolores Marsh in the $322,000 Inyo Mono auto body embezzlement case. Now, DA Hardy described Rossi as a serial thief who executed a sophisticated scheme. Defense Attorney Evans challenged those premises, starting with a letter submitted to the court by Inyo County Health and Human Services Director Gene Turner, a letter the lawyer characterized as angry and exaggerating the impact. She, Rossi, admitted she did some bad things, the lawyer said. She stole some money over time. That's what she did. Now, he went on to point out the funds were state and federal monies, not county funds, and the victims of identity theft suffered no negative impacts. I'm not excusing what she did, Evans said. I'm just asking you to look at what she did. The attorney also questioned the sophistication of Rossi's pattern of behavior. He said the day after she was questioned, the DA's investigator went to close up her office, and on top of her desk was all the evidence in the case. That's not very sophisticated, end quote. Now, in terms of comparative or proportional justice, the lawyer noted the median sentence for murder is 24 years and 3 months. Now, in addition to Hardy's examples of local embezzlement cases, Evans brought up former Inyo Sheriff Don Dorsey, who was sentenced to 5 years probation, 120 days of community service, and $1,600 in restitution. This was in 1976 for embezzling $260,000. Judge Armento reminded the attorneys that 12, 11, and 8-year sentence offers were turned down by the defendant. DA Hardy mentioned the cost of the extended trial. Evans explained Rossi wanted to get a handle on the amount of loss. Is the sentence recommendation a punishment for exercising her right to a trial? We thank Deb Murphy for that report. Well, a Mammoth Lakes resident has been arrested on several charges, including vehicle theft. Now, a press release from the Mammoth Lakes Police Department states that Javier Apodaca Sanchez, age 23, of Mammoth Lakes, was arrested Saturday, February 18th in connection with multiple stolen vehicles and serial burglaries. Now, a recent series of vehicle thefts and burglaries with similarities over a 1-week period triggered an investigation by the Mammoth Lakes Police Department. And again, last Saturday, Mammoth Lakes Police Department officers observed one of the stolen vehicles and identified the suspect as Javier Apodaca Sanchez. A vehicle pursuit followed, with Sanchez attempting to evade officers, which led to a foot pursuit and his subsequent arrest. Mammoth Lakes Police Department officers were able to identify and recover 3 vehicles and a large amount of property. Sanchez was transported to the Mono County Jail in Bridgeport, being held on charges of burglary, possession of stolen property, and 2 counts of vehicle theft. Well, deaths of 2 longtime locals have hit the tight-knit Eastern Sierra communities hard. In Mammoth Lakes, Aaron Willie Willingham died at the age of 45. He was a resident of June Lake, and he died early last Friday morning. Willie, as he was known, longtime employee, town of Mammoth Lakes, employed since 1996, was road maintenance worker. Willie was a skilled equipment operator, facility painter, and jack of all trades who loved his family, fellow workmates, and community. Dan Holler, town of Mammoth Lakes manager, stated that Willie always had a smile on his face, day or night, rain or shine, and was a valued, can-do employee. He will be greatly missed. And Dr. Carl Lynn, DVM, was gruff and opinionated, notes Deb Murphy in a nice obituary that she penned. He was a vet who took the death of his patients as hard as their owners, a mentor to the young people who worked at Bishop Veterinary Hospital. He wasn't politically correct, but he was a friend, a perpetual volunteer, a party animal. He loved his kids, animals, and community. Mr. Lynn died at his home on February 12th after battling ALS. Carl Lynn was Mule Day's first show chairman, involved in 4-H and Boy Scouts, the proxy buyer for the Junior Livestock Show, with the mission to get as much money for the participants as humanly possible. Dr. Lynn also served on Bishop school boards for 30 years. Deb Murphy's remembrance of Dr. Lynn is posted on our website, sierrawave.net. Carr requested there be no services, but asked that donations be sent to Bishop High School Scholarship in his name or ALS Research, Cedar-Sinai in Los Angeles.